Hey everyone, it's Michael GoosebumpsFan. I hope you're doing well today. It's Monday. I have another review for you, even though I uploaded one today also, previous to this video, for an activity book, the Goosebumps 2015 movie activity book, which I had never read. I totally forgot about it until yesterday. I was looking at my collection, trying to generally kind of get the numbers together on what was left in the collection to review, because I will have everything reviewed this year for you guys here on the channel. Hopefully in the next few months we'll be completely wrapped up, and all that. For you guys, myself, everything. But here we are in the midst of trying to complete the Give Yourself Goosebumps era of Goosebumps, or series, franchise, whatever you'd like to refer to it as. This is the next to last one. I have one more book after this one. I wanted to save that one to be the final one that I really wanted to read. This one I've saved off for a long time, and sometimes I would go to read it and I would forget about it even existing. It just happened all the time. The cover itself reminds me of my mom because she loves this particular animal quite a bit. Anyway, Give Yourself Goosebumps, number 36, Ship of Ghouls. My mom is a huge shark fan. There's blood around his mouth on that cover. How cool is that? One of the few new-ish style of GYG covers that I actually don't hate. Anyway, Ship of Ghouls. If I told you there was a book called Ship of Ghouls, what would you think the title actually means? What do you think would be involved in this? Well, I guarantee you, whatever you think of, it's not what's in the book. It might come fairly close, but it's not what's in the book. It's about 137 pages, and, indigestion. Been at the doctor this morning, been a little crazy and hectic, waiting around at one place, had to go to another. Then you factor in CVS, it just takes all of your morning. Anyways, so I didn't have a whole lot of time today to read, but I did wrap up this that I started last night. Anyway, what is Ship of Ghouls about? Well, I thought it'd be some kind of cruise lining thing, and it was. Basically, I really enjoyed this book quite a bit. It wasn't amazing or anything, but it was a good read overall. I do recommend it if you haven't read this and you like kind of a, not really a summertime read, but I guess people typically go on cruises in the summertime of some sort. It's kind of that type of thing, but a little bit different in the Goosebumps type of way. Now, Ship of Ghouls essentially is about you, your best friend Glenn. That's his name, right? I've read a lot of GYG recently, and a lot of Goosebumps in general last week. I keep forgetting what name is what. Yeah, you and Glenn. Glenn is your best friend, and you, him, and your parents are going to go on a cruise together, and your parents own a business, and basically something goes wrong with that business at the very last second. You guys are about to board the ship, and your parents tell you, hey, we have to cancel the trip. We're going to have to go home. And you and Glenn decide to basically tell them, like, hey, can we please go on by ourselves? It's not a big deal. We'll be gone for a little bit. We'll be back. Nothing will happen. We're kind of in a closed-in environment, which is not true because there's water everywhere and boats can sink. But the parents fell for that. They call Glenn's parents. Glenn's parents agree as well. And you guys go ahead and get on the boat by yourselves. Just you and Glenn, being kids. And that's pretty much the story. That's pretty much overall the story. Now, there are some other directions we go with this. Mainly, the big one here is that there's a particular room that you are told by a crewmate, who a lot of the staff aren't really that friendly. You're told by one particular guy not to go in a certain door because that's a storage area, like kind of like a basement type of thing. And so you and Glenn go to walk away, but you see this other very suspicious guy going down there with a bag, and you can either choose to go after him and talk to him and find out what he has, or you can talk to him kind of briefly. I think you talk to him just in general. But anyway, you can prefer to talk to him or not, chase him down or whatever. If you do chase him down, you find out that he is in there planting a bomb. Yes, this could never be made now. That's happened a lot with some of the more recent Goosebumps books I've talked about. He's going to plant a bomb because he claims that this ship line, cruise line, whatever, is evil, that they're kidnapping people and stuff. They're doing these horrible experiments on them to turn them into basically what he considers to be monsters of different sea creature types and whatever, like starfish and all that. Different types, not just starfish. So you're like, well, maybe we should help this guy. Well, you can choose to either help him out or you can turn him in, right? And if you do either of those things, they're going to take you on a pretty wacky, crazy, insane adventure. And I like it. I thought it was fun. It had quite a few clever moments, quite a few clever endings. Of course, this is basically a choose-your-own-adventure book. If you read this, you have multiple endings, multiple choices you can make throughout the book to direct the story to go the way that you want it to, basically. And this is one that takes advantage of that fairly well. I think it does a really good job with execution on that, and it's fun to read. And that's really what counts, I think, for GYG books typically. Now let's talk about the other story direction you can take. You can talk to the guy and just see him go in the doors and not really think of it, like go to follow him or even ask him about anything. Well, it turns out the bomb goes off, and you and your friend Glenn basically get just kind of, you know, the ship sinks. You're stuck in the waters. And eventually you kind of get separated from Glenn, and you're kind of stuck with some kids on a boat, a very small raft, for a long time, like 10 days or something. And you're struggling for food, you're struggling for water, you're struggling not to kill each other because you hate each other after a while, all the bickering and bantering from how exhausted you all are, and sitting in the sun all day too. Even something like chapped lips is going to get on your nerves, and having to see the same people constantly, day in, day out, that would be so hard to deal with. And the book really takes advantage of that particular plotline as the B storyline. I'll tell you, I think the sunken ship storyline is kind of my favorite. Both are really fun, both are really enjoyable. But I really enjoyed this storyline with the sunken ship thing and you trying to survive on a small raft with some friends. Really kind of fun, more so than the bomb on the ship, experiments gone wrong type of thing. I enjoyed this whole book, but this one's the best, in my opinion. Mainly because there's other stuff. There's like an urban legend, possibly. Not really like told to you, but you guys are starting to notice kids are going missing on the raft that you're sitting on, and that you are seeing fog roll in at nighttime. You're all having nightmares about some guy, some kind of ghost in the swirls of the mist coming after you all. Whether that turns out to be true or not is kind of within the story, and whether you get to check it out and read it yourself. The fun of this book is definitely had in the adventure aspect, and then the mysteries on the boat, off the boat, whatever. The sunken ship storyline goes off into things like islands and all that. That's pretty cool too. I enjoy a lot of that stuff. The book doesn't have like some insane recommendation from me, because it's not like the most wonderful thing I've ever read, but it's pretty engaging and pretty fun for the most part. I had a blast, I have to be honest with you. It had its moments, it was really enjoyable. Again, very clever. A lot of really funny moments in the book, too, that actually made me kind of laugh and chuckle a little bit out loud, which doesn't happen a whole lot. It happens more frequently in Goosebumps than anything else that I read, but GYG has a special talent, typically, for doing that. So, I really enjoyed it. Anyway, I kind of expected more of a shark story, but I feel like that would have been par for the course. I feel like the cover doesn't really do much justice. There's maybe 10 pages of this entire 130 some odd page book that have to do with a shark. Not even that, maybe less than 10. Anyway, I had a good time with the book. There's a lot of ways you could die in this book, just so you know. Not just bad endings, but just die. There's a lot of good endings, too. In the sense of, like, good endings, like good things happen to you, which kind of surprised me. But all of them, in general, good and bad, are fun. And I had a good time with all of them. Anyway, Ship of Ghouls is not about a boat full of zombies like I hoped it would be. It's not like a boat full of, you know, people stealing carcasses from the waters of the ocean. It's nothing like that like I hoped it would be. It's just kind of a silly Goosebumps take on a lot of things, but it is pretty horrific a couple of times, frankly. There's some cool, eerie stuff in here that I enjoyed quite a bit. Anyway, give yourself Goosebumps, Ship of Ghouls. Have you guys read this book? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I'd love to hear all of your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Let me know everything you think about it. If I had to rate the book on a 5-star basis, I would give it like it's kind of a high 3 out of 5. I almost made it a 4. I don't think it quite gets there. I say that all the time when I talk about 3 out of 5s, to try to be less offensive, I guess. I don't know who I'm offending, but this is really close to being a 4, and I do recommend it to pretty much everybody. I think everyone can read this and have fun, even if you're not like a cruise or ocean fanatic like myself, because I don't like water, I don't like fish, I don't like any of that crap. They all suck. But I thought I would have more of a scary adventure with this, and it's really not like that. But the cruise stuff, the bomb stuff, all of that's pretty cool in this book. I had a good time with it, and I do recommend it, like I said, once again. Anyway, I have one more Give Yourself Goosebumps book, and as you can tell if you haven't been keeping up, or if you have been, it is Zombie School. That will be the final Give Yourself Goosebumps book I'm going to read. I've always looked forward to that book, between the really weird cover with the zombie kid holding a lunch tray, and then just the idea of a zombie school. I hope that that's kind of I hope that's going to be fun. Good or bad, scary or comedy, I hope it's going to be good. I've looked forward to it for a long time. I put it off for a long time because I wanted something that looked like a GYG book that would be more up my alley for when I review the final one for the channel. And of course, I always try to space them out and do quite a few of rough ones and ones that I'm not really excited for, and then one every once in a while that I'm really stoked for and I think you guys are excited for. But Zombie School will be the final review I do for GYG, and then I will get the ranking videos out, assuming that I'm feeling better by this weekend. And we'll talk more about that later on, assuming I'm feeling better by the end of the week. I will not have this pumped out on like a Wednesday. I will not have it pumped out on like a Thursday or Friday. It might be this weekend. I don't know. We'll see what happens depending on my schedule, my health, if my voice is holding up better than it was early this week, weekend, because that's my big issue here. I can't record like an hour-long video and have a really raw throat, coughing and everything in the video. No one wants to watch that, so I need to really kind of wait off until I can get to where I need to be. These 10-minute, 15-minute long videos are not, it's not a big deal if you cough every once in a while. But a big hour-long video that'll probably be what the GYG video is, because I ramble so much, just like I'm doing right now, that's going to be a problem for some people. Nobody wants to see that. So, eventually I will have the ranking video for the covers and for the actual content of the books, worst to best, in a future video. Just stick around. I plan on reading Zombie School tomorrow. Hopefully I can finish it before I go to work and do a review for it. We'll see what happens. I do have some cleaning I have to catch up on too, so we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, just wanted to inform you guys about everything going on. Thank you for being here for so long to check out all these Give Yourself Goosebumps reviews. And like I said, we have one more left and we're done. We're done. And we're so close to finishing up Series 2000 and the TV books and so many other things. So close. So close. I'm so excited about it, guys. Anyway, put your thoughts and comments down below on Ship of Ghouls. Thank you for watching, guys. God bless you, and goodbye.